This is Daniel Poppy, host of How to Write Good. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media.
This is Emily, host of Beauties and Headcanons here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you'll come and check out my show, Beauties and Headcanons, where we talk about nerdy theories, games, TV shows, books, movies, you name it. We're here to talk nerdy to you. A new show comes out every Friday. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of Beauties and Headcanons. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Here from Choose to Rise, and I am just so thankful and blessed to be live here on Public House Media. If you have not already given a like, a love, a comment, a share of this video or any of the other videos here on Public House Media, or gone to iHeartRadio, Spreaker, iTunes, wherever, and found all of the amazing podcasts that come from other people like me, just random normal people who love to share their voice. I hope. Thanks for all the love. Thanks so I am just here with you this morning. I want to help you be inspired. I want to help you start your day on a great foot. So today we're talking about life is too short. Life is a short thing. It's a temporary existence on this earth before we go in our eternal life later on. And so I'm going to be kind of speaking a little bit from kind of recapping the sermon from yesterday from our church, Orchard Hill Church in Cedar Falls, Iowa. And if you want to hear the entire thing, I encourage you to go to orchardhillchurch.org and go to current teaching series, and you'll be able to see all of the good stuff there. But I just want to recap a little bit. One of the things that Pastor Steenhook talked about yesterday was how life is short and how we need to go from owners to managers of our life, and that the life we have now is really not even ours. It is on loan from God. It is on loan from our Creator. And one of the parts that I wrote down yesterday was, life is short on this side of heaven. We are given gifts to bless those around us. We are not making choices on where we have been born, and gifts from are given our talents. But we must do our best to the opportunities and talents that we've been given and blessed with, that we've been entrusted with, and the opportunities that we've been given to make an impact with God's love, with our body and our blessings. So we have not been given any guarantee in this life. We've not been given any power, you could say. We're kind of going back to we're just living what He's given us. We've just been given the opportunity to bless other people. And we go back to the parable from Matthew where he talks about there's 3 servants that were given gold. So the first servant was given 10 bags of gold, and he said, I'm going on a vacation, I'm going away for a while, here's 10 bags of gold, talents they called them. You take this and be here. You, second person, I'm going to give you 5. Do what you need to do with it. Here's 5 talents, I'm going. And then the other servant, he said, here is 1. I'll give you this one. And he left and he went away. And in the meantime, the servants took those talents and they did things with them. The person with 5 and 10, they went and multiplied them. They brought them, they doubled them, in fact. And the one with the 1, they went and buried it, and because he was afraid. And when the servant or the master came back, he said, okay, servants, bring me my gold, or bring me my talents. And the first one with 10 said, here, you gave me 10. I went and multiplied them. I did good in this world. I brought you 10 more. So now there's 20. And the second person said, you gave me 5. I went and did things with him. I served other people. I bring you back 5 more. Now there's 10. And the one that had 1 said, I was nervous. I was afraid. I didn't want to fail. So I went and put this 1 in the ground. I buried it and hid it so that it would be safe, and whenever you returned, I would give it back to you. And what God is saying to us in that moment with that parable is it's not actual gold that they're talking about. It's a metaphor for the gifts, the blessings, the things, purposes that He's put inside of our life. And if we just live this life, if we just settle for what we have, if we just go through the motions of life, we are like that servant who is burying that bag of gold in the ground and not letting other people be blessed by it. We're not using the gifts and the talents and the purposes, the gifts that he's given us in a good way. We're not blessing other people. What Jesus has called us to do in this life is to take the gifts and the blessings and the talents that he's buried deep inside of us and he's created us for a purpose. He wants us to live that out. Everyone is here for a reason. Everyone is here to live life to their fullest and to bless other people. We are here to be stewards with this life, not owners of our life. We don't get to decide what happens to us. Granted, we get to put in effort. We make decisions every day in our life, but we need to make sure that we are going forth and living for a higher purpose, going forward and creating more opportunities for ourselves and the people around us and just living life in a fuller way. Because if we are to take this life and just go through the motions and live and not do much between the two dashes, if you ever heard that before, like your headstone is going to be, is pretty significant. There's a beginning date, there's this dash, and there's an ending date. And a lot of times when you look at a headstone, you see the beginning and the end, but what's really most important about anybody's life is the dash that's in between. So how are you living your dash? Are you taking this life on loan and using it to the best abilities, serving your God, serving the people around you, being a steward on this earth with the life that you've been given? Or are you taking risks at all to live and to be? He said 100% return on the gifts given to us versus 0% return on being thrown into hell. So like when at the end of that parable, the master said, good and faithful servants, you did well. You multiplied, you blessed other people, you increased your wealth. And you were in charge of small things, I will give you in charge of many things. And then the one that only had one, he buried it. He said, evil you have wasted this time, you have wasted this ability, you didn't even prosper, you didn't do anything greater with your life, and so for you I'm going to throw you away. And that's what's going to happen in the end when God says, when I want to get to the pearly gates, and he's going to say, I want him to say, this is the things I'm working on, is that good and faithful servant, you did well in this world, you served other people, you helped other people. That's my mission in this life. That's what I do with Choose to Rise. That's what I'm doing here on this earth and with my team and this position I am in, that God has put me in, to lift up and serve other people. And so I want to be able to take risks in this life. I want to be able to take the talents and the information and the purpose that he's put inside of me and give it to other people. I want to be stewards of this earth. The third point he made was to trust the master's goodness rather than live in fear. So many people live in fear in their lives. Fear of what could happen, what maybe happen, what could potentially happen if this were to unfold. And they live so much in their worry. They worry so much about worry that they don't live, that they don't go forward and do the things that they could be doing in their life. And so, for us, we need to say, do not fear. God is with you. Do not believe, and if you live in a world of afraid, you will get knocked down. If you live in a world of fear, you will not be able to trust in his goodness. Fear and faith cannot live in the same heart, and so whenever you allow fear to enter, faith leaves. And so work really hard on knowing that your risk is worth it, that your life is on loan and you only get one shot at this. And there was something else he said, be wise. He talked about the investment of your earth, and this is the last thing we talked about. He said that we need to be wise about the last 20 years, but we often forget about the next 20 billion years. Yeah, think about that. Like, we're often very thoughtful about, what's happening right here, right now in this life. Like, we go to college, we get a good degree, we work a job that maybe fulfills us, we raise our children, we do things here on this earth, and we're so focused on what is happening in these 20 years, these 40 years, these 50 years, these 70 years, however long we're blessed to be on this earth. But we oftentimes forget about the next 20 billion years of our life. Right? This life here on earth is just one form of us. After this life here on earth, however long we're able to be here and steward to others, then we go on to live a life of eternity with our Lord and Creator. And if we're not thinking about what's going to happen in the next 20 billion years, we're missing the point with the time that we have here on this earth here. So I encourage you and challenge you today to rise up out of your current situation. I encourage you to be a good steward of your life. I encourage you to, live the life that, remember that life here on earth is short, and that if you want to encourage and be encouraged and to live a good life beyond this life here on earth, you need to go forward and be a steward to others and use the talents, use the gifts that God's given you for good. Go out today and make somebody else's day a positive one. Go out today and smile. Go out today and give a hug. Be kind. Give something to somebody else. Do something good for other people. Be a steward of this life. Think about it in a way of like, if you were to go into a hotel or a restaurant or someplace where somebody was expected to serve you and they did not serve you well, what do? Like, you don't give a good tip, right? You expect good service. I want you to go out in this world today and be the service to other people. Be the unthinkable service to others. Be the one that is maybe a shock to some people. Serve other people. Be a blessing to somebody else, and you will be blessed in return. I promise you that. And so I challenge you today, go out and thanks for all the love. Thank you. I appreciate the hearts on the video here. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. I hope that you are encouraged by this. I hope that you are blessed by this, and that you go out today and bless somebody else because of it. Have a wonderful day. Choose to rise today because you have been honored and blessed with the ability to wake up this morning and be a blessing to somebody else. Make sure you like, comment, share. Spread this message across. Head to Public House Media, give them a like, invite others to like Public House Media. Head to my page, Choose to Rise Up, and be a blessing there as well. Follow, like, share, and bring other people to this mission, because we want to spread as much positivity out there as we can and let everyone know that they have a voice. Talk to you all later. See you here tomorrow. Bye. Hey, I'm glad you enjoyed the show. Please follow Public House Media on Twitter at the PH Media and on Facebook at Public House Media to stay up to date on this podcast as well as many other things happening on the network. You can leave me feedback on my show, and if you have any questions, comments, or new ideas or topics, I would love to hear them. You can also follow me on my social media account, Choose to Rise Up at Facebook, and at KJP Meyer on Instagram. I hope you have a great day.